nowadays people are quite judgmental. Like they'll look at one thing at someone and they'll kind of like judge it based on that. First impressions are important. I don't think it's everything. I think people can change impressions. Sometimes first impressions can be something beneficial. So I remember like a lot of the time when I used to work in the corporate world, sometimes people would see me in a meeting, I haven't said anything yet, and they would come to conclusions, right? Non-Muslims. So they'll be like, this guy's gonna be like not knowing much, and you know, he probably has an accent from, he's from Pakistan and he speak like, they had certain perceptions. So they've kind of had a first impression, and then when I start speaking, then like the impression has changed. And this is one of the reasons why I feel like dawah does really well. Why does dawah in Islam do really well is because the general impression everyone has about dawah, about Islam, who's non-Muslims, is very negative. Oh yeah, they kill people. Oh yeah, they oppress their women. Oh, they do this. And then when they actually get into Islam, it's like the exact opposite. And so it's just a huge paradigm shift. So I think first impressions are important, but I wouldn't say they are everything. Having said that, I think what's more important is to understand your personality, to understand the areas where it may be problematic. I have a cousin who's like really amazing, mashallah. I love him very much, right? But he just rubs people up the wrong way. When he meets people, he just rubs them up the wrong way. And it's just a bad first impression. And it's just people who meet him, they say, oh yeah, he's arrogant, he's this, he's that. I actually know him. And when you get to know him, he's amazing. Like, you love him, he'll do anything for you. But he comes across like that. In the last few years though, that's really changed. Why has it changed? Is because he knew that about himself. Like, he's realized that about himself now. That like, sometimes I can rub people up the wrong way and this and that. So I think if it's like that, where you're in a situation like that, I think it's really important to identify what is it that's causing this first impression where people, I'm thinking I'm this. Why are they thinking this rather than this? Like, imagine you want to make a good impression on me, yeah? I'm a human being. What's the best thing you can do with me is actually connect with me. Like, imagine I meet someone, right? I never met this person before, and I basically think I'm going to withhold from this person. Why? Because I don't trust this person. Why? Because they're not worthy of trust. I'm basically looking down on this person. Like, I might not feel like consciously I'm looking down. I'm not saying, oh, this is a bad person, they are beneath me. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that I've just met a random person. This person is not worthy of trust. They're not worthy of my connection. Whatever the reasons, but I'm saying when you're meeting someone, you're coming up with these. And I'm saying this is your issue. This is the stuff that is blocking you. This is what's going to lead you to having those bad first impressions. So withholding, seeing the other person as not trustworthy, all these kind of things. This is stuff I would say, I don't feel like this is an Islamic way of thinking or Islamic mindset. I think the Islamic mindset is that you have husn dhan, you think good of other people. So when I meet someone, default, like, it's like you think good of that person, unless they give you a reason not to. So I would say just changing that one thing, I think it would change the way you see people and the way you approach and interact with people. Now listen, I've lived in Pakistan in my life. I know what situations could be like in Pakistan. And I'm not saying like if I'm walking down a dark alley at 1 a.m. and it's pitch black and there's like 5 young guys standing there and one of them comes to me and I'm thinking, oh yeah, let me think good of this person because, you know, we're in a dark alley, 1 a.m. London, there's something shining in his hand like a knife, let me think good of it. No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying generally, like if I'm going to a workplace and there's all Muslims there, I'm going to think good of them. I'm just going to think good of them, right? And I'm just going to be myself and think good of me. So I think you need to think about your own perceptions in the way that you're seeing them. I think the other thing you should be careful of is I think that a problem I suffered with, and Hamza Zoltsis is the one who told me about this. He said to me, bro, like, you got to be careful when you speak to people because sometimes you have too much certainty. And when you have too much certainty, they're kind of scared of it and they don't know how to react around too much certainty. And so if you have what you're saying, which is maybe you're looking at them in a certain way, and then on top of that, you add too much certainty when you're speaking, that's going to be a really bad combination. Practically, in terms of practical advice for you, I would say the first thing is to just think about the way that you're dealing with people in the first instance and give everyone the benefit of the doubt. Follow the Prophet's advice, think good of people. When you meet someone brand new in your new faculty, think good of them. Don't think, oh, this is the person that's going to break my trust. I can't trust this person. This is a terrible person. No. Go above and beyond what you normally think and think to yourself, you know what? I'm going to think good of this person. And I'm saying just by you thinking good of this person, it's going to have a totally different effect. Then I'll be careful about like the way I speak, having too much certainty.